Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Oaklawn Park here on Saturday. It's the 25th of January 2020. Going to look at the stakes races on the program from Oaklawn, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. And remember to go check out my Pegasus World Cup preview video and also check out my Cheltenham preview for today. But it's an excellent card from Oaklawn, so we'll look at the stakes races. There's 3 of them on tap, races 5, 7, and 8. The 5th race from Oaklawn, it's the 5th season stakes, first division. Purse $100,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 8 horses going to the main track. The distance of ground of 1,600 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile on the main track. 1,600 meters, 1 mile main track. Remember, first wire finish line, 16th pole finish line. Top selection here, I'm going to take the number 4 horse, Remembering Rita. I'm going to go 4-6-7-3 in the superfecta. 4-6-7-3 super. Top selection of 4 horse, Remembering Rita. The 6-year-old horse by Spring at Last. Blinkers off today, keep in mind. Doug Anderson trains when Alex Berzer gets the mount. The horse's most race now came 24th of November at Churchill. 1 mile on optional, 150 claimer. Seems like Churchill's the only track that still cards those kind of 150 claimers. And but the horse won by a nose that day. But because this horse was drifting badly in the lane, got demoted to second. Actually the winner that afternoon, who was Guest Sweet, is actually running the back in this one today. Got interfered with, and it was the right call since it was a very small margin victory. What can you do? It just couldn't keep the straight ground. Coming here, sitting closer on this racetrack, I think he'll do a lot better. Before that, Churchill, 2nd November. Mile 16th and optional 50. The horse finished 3rd by 6 3/4 lengths and just really stalked all the way around the race course and didn't have the turn of foot. It was a weird race. Should have did a lot better. And then a Prairie Meadows the 1st of August, mile and in an optional 40. He finished 2nd by 3 1/4 lengths, was 30 cents a dollar, and the winner, Popularity, just went away with it. This horse just stayed around the race course, just basically jogged. Had a decent 3rd place before that in the Cornhusker Handicap at Prairie Meadows, going a mile and 8th. Hasn't won a pari-mutuel win since Oaklawn last year, mile 16th and optional 50, where the horse won by a half length. There she stalked, she got the lead, and he took off clear. That was a very good run, but since then, like I said, hasn't won. But he's done well in these kind of these listed stakes. He's training well. I'm going to give him another shot at 9-2. Let's take him. I also think with the short stretch and speed, horses do well here, so let's take him. So to recap my selection for the 5th from Oaklawn, it's the 5th season. Let's take the 4 horse, Remembering Rita. We'll go 4-6-7-3 in the superfecta. The 7th race from Oaklawn, it's the Pippin Stakes, purse $100,000, race for fillies, mares, 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 11 horses going the distance of ground, again, of 1,600 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile on the main track. 1,600 meters, 1 mile, main track. And I show the diagram. It just gives me that second to look down my notes. Just bear with me. Don't know why I have my notes all the way over here, but it's my top selection here. I'm going to go with the number 9 horse, who is Gold Standard. I'm going to go 9-4-2-1 in the superfecta, 9-4-2-1 super, and a single in the multi-race, I think, is this not a Gold Standard. The 4-year-old filly by Medalla d'Oro. Brad Cox trains when Florent Giroux gets the mount. The horses first start off a 2-month break, came on the 29th of November at Aqueduct, mile 8th in Homily, and the horse finished 3rd by 2.5 lengths. Just stalked all the way around, set the pace early on, but then kind of hit the wall late, just couldn't get to Bolero, who actually would next start out in the ladies' handicap and won quite decisively. This horse just wasn't getting into it. Before that, in the Remington Park Oaks at Remington, mile 16th, 10th to the 29th, the horse finished 2nd by a half length, and basically, again, it just really couldn't get the good turn of foot. The winner just ran that better race, but it was she only had to run the rivals there. And then before that, at Ellis, optional 40, the horse won by 2.5 lengths. The horse stalked, she got the lead, and then she took off to a very nice victory. And then again at Ellis, 1 mile and optional 25, the horse won by 9. She stalked, she got the lead, earning her 88 buyer. That was the best for her career. She's making her Oaklawn debut today, but she's been training well over the last few weeks over this track, and she gets a good low weight of 115 pounds. Let's take her here at 7-2. Like I said, logical single in the multi-race. The pick 4 begins with race number 6, and the pick 5 begins with race number 5. So, like I said, I think this is the kind of race you want to single. And 7-2, it's kind of a decent single. It could be better if it was 10-1, but that's for another day. But to recap my selection for the 7 from Oaklawn, it's the Pippin. Gonna go with the 9 horse Gold Standard as top selection. We'll go 9-4-2-1 in the superfecta. Race number 8 from Oaklawn. It is the 5th season stakes, Division 2, purse $100,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 8 horses going the distance of ground here of 1,600 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile on the main track. The mile starting position at Oaklawn is getting a lot of play this weekend. 1,600 meters, 1 mile here. And that's the thing that kind of sucks about Oaklawn. You either run 6 furlong races or mile races. There's not that in between. It's like the inner track at Aqueduct years ago, where you just didn't have those longer, sprints at 7.5 furlongs. I don't know if it's possible to make a shoot at Oaklawn to run 7 furlong races, but if they could, that would be kind of cool in the future. But out of the 2 divisions of this race today, the 5th season, I think this is basically way better at the division. The last race was a listed stakes. This could be a grade 2 basically. That's how good the horses are. But the top selection, you're going to take the 6 horse Pioneer Spirit. We'll go 6-4-5-2 in the superfecta. 6-4-5-2 super. Top selection 6 horse Pioneer Spirit. 7 horse by Malibu Moon. Robert Diodoro trains this one. Orlando Mojica gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 21st December at the Fairgrounds, mile 70 on the slop of the Tenacious Stakes, and the horse won by a hedge. He basically stalked all the way around the race course. When he got the turn of foot, he just won nicely. That was a good victory. Prior to that, he ran an optional 50 at Churchill, mile 16, November the 2nd, and he's claimed out of that race, so they bought him for 150, and he won by a neck that day. He stalked off and on lead all throughout after not the best beginnings, but he got the edge late. That was a good run, because the race before he ran horribly in the Lucas Classic at Churchill, mile in the 8th. He finished ninth by 12 1/4 lengths. He set the pace early on, but then he just hit the wall. That was a very tough race there. And then the Schaefer Memorial Mile at Indiana, mile 70, July 13th. The horse went by a head. It was off and on lead all throughout. Was drifting late, which probably cost him a bigger margin of victory, but he did get the job done. I like him coming back to Oaklawn 4-1. He had a decent winter here last year, but he was facing the toughest of the toughest horses on the circuit last year here. It's not the world's tough. Well, it is a tough race, but it's not as tough as the Oaklawn Mile or the Oaklawn Handicap last year, to tell you the truth. At 5-2, training well, let's take him. So to recap my selection for the 8th from Oaklawn, it's the 5th season. Let's take the 6 horse Pioneer Spirit. We'll go 6-4-5-2 in the superfecta. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingCat5. Good luck, everybody.